Hey, welcome to Harley-Davidson Abu Dhabi.
Hold up, aren't you the guy from TikTok?
Yep, it's me, Andrew.
Well, Andrew, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Do
you.
you know what we're doing today?
Apparently you're asking me a bunch of questions and I have to answer them.
So today we're going to be asking you 10 questions about Harley-Davidson and bikes. And you're going to give us a tour while you answer them.
Oh, that's pretty badass.
All right, so first question that everyone wants to know is, what's the hottest bike in this dealership right now?
Hottest bike in the dealership right now is our 2022 Breakout. So, big appeal to the customers is the 240 rear tire, the 114 cubic inch engine and the drag style bars. This bike, real head turner, like genuinely, if I ride this bike, you can park this anywhere, people look at it. And that is the appeal of the Breakout. It's gangster, stretched out, drag looking bike. So that's why this guy's like, they're selling like hotcakes. Like, I think this is one of the last ones in the UAE. And then honorable mentions, Fat Bob, Fat Boy. I don't even have stock. I literally have an inquiry right now.
Wow, like, top seller, eh?
Yeah.
I could definitely see this one being a very hot bike to ride on.
Yeah,
it looks very nice.
No, definitely. Also digging it. So yeah.
And Andrew, if you don't mind me asking, back there I see a sign for rentals. What's that about? I've never seen Harley rentals before.
So we run a rental program with Harley-Davidson Dubai. It's a 5,000 dirham deposit. Anyone with a legal motorcycle license can rent a bike from us. There's a whole selection of bikes ranging from Fat Bobs, Fat Boys, street glides, road glides, ultras, and start at about 900 dirham a day. And you know, you book the bike, take the bike, ride the bike, bring it back, and all you have to do is bring it back with a full tank. So there's obviously a whole bunch of terms and conditions and a bit of paperwork to sort out, but other than that...
That's why you're here. You're gonna help him with that.
I'll help you with that stuff, so it's pretty easy. You don't have to panic.
Wow, that's actually awesome. But Andrew, more importantly, who's your favorite coworker here?
Favorite coworker? It has to be a tight fight between Jamal and Uwais. So Uwais does parts and accessories. You know, he's in charge of getting your spare parts, getting your custom work done. He works closely with the service department. He actually is horrible on camera. He ran away. He knew we were going to film him, so he dodged. And then Jamal, he does our deliveries. You know, just a fun guy to be around, a lot of energy. And customers love him. Like, dude, everyone knows Jamal. Like, they're like, hey, just send Jamal to my house. Just send Jamal to my house. Like, that's the conversations the customers have with us. So,
whoa, we've got to meet these two.
Yeah, if we can find them. Like,
Andrew, I'm looking at this bike and I'm thinking, cosmetic upgrades or performance upgrades? Which one first?
Personal opinion, performance. Like, first thing you do, in my opinion, when you get the bike, stage 1, maybe even stage 2 upgrade, just it'll give you that nice traditional Harley sound. And then especially if you're doing the cam upgrade, you'll get a nice change on your idle and quite a large performance increase. Afterwards, you can look at the cosmetic stuff, you know, the little bits of like grips, floorboards, foot pegs, levers, that type of stuff. So me, first want to burn rubber, then I'll make it look good.
Well, thank you for the answer. That was very informative. I'm curious.
Yep.
What's your favorite bike in this dealership?
Come, we got to show you. I think people are going to throw up if I show this bike again because it's all I can speak about since they came out. It's just, I think it's the coolest and like probably the best bike Harley's built in the last 10 years. It's the Lowrider ST. 117 cubic inch engine, cruise control. You got a nice little fairing up front, detachable luggage on a Softail chassis. So first reason, price point. Like, I don't know if they messed up with the pricing. This bike, value for money, you know, you're getting a lot of bike for your buck. And it's my choice. Like, I want one. Like, please, let's do it. Come on.
Harley-Davidson, sponsor this man right here. Awesome.
Yeah.
Andrew, I understand that you've been with Harley-Davidson for a long time. I wanted to know, what's the best customer story so far?
That has to be when I was back in Cape Town. I had a husband and wife come in and they looked really like, they looked so depressed. I don't know, they weren't happy, and like the wife was sort of one side, the husband was looking at the bikes with me, and then he's like, yeah, I want a bike that my wife can ride with, and I sort of checked her face, she wasn't very impressed. Anyway, long story short, buys an Ultra. A few months later, they come back and they're holding hands and they're happy and they're like, oh, like amped on life. I'm like so impressed with it. And I'm like, what happened? He's like, dude, since I bought the bike, like we have been going away every weekend. It's guest houses, guest farms, game drives. Like they just spending every weekend on the bike and getting closer to each other as time went on. And I'm 100% convinced that like Harley-Davidson fixes relationships. So.
Wow, that needs to be a service you guys offer.
It's a bit weird. It's sort of like Tinder, but for bikes.
That's actually a fantastic customer story, man.
Yeah.
Something else came to mind. What is the biggest misconception with a bike dealership?
We are not stuck up rude people. Like when I was a little kid, I hated going to bike shops because you walk in there and there's these guys walking there and they're like gonna stare you down and you're just a kid, you want to check bikes. And I believe in greeting everyone equally, like having a good time, like talking to everyone. And even if you show up with your kids, like I'll let them sit on the bike, like I'll take them through the bikes. It's about the family experience, it's about the overall experience in a dealership. And we genuinely, we're fun guys. Like we're all here for the same reason. We want to ride bikes, have a good time and become friends. So yeah, we're not stuck up dudes. Like stop by, come visit us, grab a coffee after Ramadan. So yeah.
Thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah,
We're gonna switch things up a little bit.
Yo.
So, what's the worst question that you hear from a customer over and over again? What comes to mind?
What about the wind?
What about the wind?
You know, I can kind of roll my eyes at that one because we'll have a bike with leg fairings, like the biggest screen in the world, and the guy's still like, oh, the wind's bothering me. And then at that point, I'm just like, dude, you should probably be using the car. Genuinely, like, if the wind's bothering you that much, use the car. And you know, we've given you all the solutions. We've given you the 24-inch size screen, which is probably exaggerating a little, and we've given you the leg fairings. We've covered up the whole bike. Like, there's not much more we can do against the elements.
One of the last few questions I have for you, why should motorcyclists buy straight from a dealership?
There's a few advantages. Okay, so obviously, new bikes you can only get from a dealership. Secondly, your used bikes. All our used bikes get a full workshop check, they come with fresh tires, they've been serviced, they're like ready to go, and we actually give a 6-month warranty. Where if you buy privately, or what guys do love to do, they import bikes from the US, so then you get what we call 1HD1 bikes, which are US spec. Now, the problem with that is we do not support those bikes from a dealership perspective. We don't service them, we don't work on them. So you are kind of left to your own devices on that bike. So I try and recommend to the guys, I understand you'll get a good deal out there. We'll offer you a good deal as well. But buying from us, you get a bit more security. You have the support. If something goes wrong, you can call us. So it's like, hey dude, like, what's up? Let's sort it out. And another big thing on the used bikes, the guys are sometimes getting overcharged outside the dealership, like by a couple of thousand dirham. Then a few months later, they want to trade in the bike, maybe upgrade it, and they've ended up overpaying for a bike, and then they're upset because we're offering them less than what they actually paid. So yeah, there's a few do's and don'ts when it comes to buying from a dealership.
Wow, I'm so glad I know that now. How can someone get started with a Harley-Davidson?
First of all, do your license. If you don't have a license in the UAE, I cannot sell you a bike. You can be the most experienced rider under the sun. You could be bashing dunes since you were 6 years old on an off-road bike. But if you don't have a license, I cannot help you. Secondly, decide which bike you want. That is very important because lots of guys, they want long distance touring, but they want the size of a Sportster. Or some guys are gonna ride around town and they end up buying Ultras, which, you know, it's the customer's choice at the end of the day, but I wanna help you get the right bike. And that is more important than anything else.
Andrew, thank you so much. Where can we find more of you?
So we are on Instagram, we are on TikTok, we are on Facebook, we are on LinkedIn, literally everywhere you can imagine. And if you want to stop by the shop, we are in Abu Dhabi, the United Arab Emirates, in an industrial area called Musafa. It's pretty quiet out here, especially now during Ramadan. Non-Ramadan times, it does get a bit rowdy in this area. So you guys are more than welcome. Stop by, come talk a bunch of junk with us. Like, just hang out, you know, come get to know the place. We've got a pool table, come play a game of pool, or as I said, just hang out.
Awesome, Andrew. Thank you so much for today.
Cool, man.
And that's 10 questions. Take care.
Thanks a lot. Cheers, dude.